Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I have an unusual subject for you. I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to ask the question, does Dungeons and Dragons make us better human beings than being connected? So is being connected, is being a dungeon master, is being a dungeon performer, a Dungeons and Dragons player, does it make you a better person than being aligned with other groups? Does it make you a better person, period? Well, let's ask that question. So I think the answer is yes, and I want to present some evidence to you that informs my humble opinion on this subject. I think, in my humble opinion, Dungeons and Dragons makes you a better person. Let me present some evidence for that, okay? So I got my Dungeons and Dragons canon hardback, Book of Many Things, right? Fantastic, great release, really exciting, right? And so I'm reading it, and literally in the first chapter, they said, hey, here's the 22 iconic cards for the Deck of Many Things. Now, the Deck of Many Things is literally 48 years old, and we need to update some of this language, right? So 2 cards that used to be in the Deck of Many Things, I'm going to tell you what the words are. I'm not referring to anyone. I'm just going to tell you what the words are so that you'll understand it for the context of this video, right? But one of the cards used to be called Idiot, and one of the cards used to be called Vizier. This is antiquated language. It's cruel language. It's not respecting other human beings as human beings, right? And so Dungeons and Dragons is saying, hey, if you play Dungeons and Dragons today, right, we demand that you update your language, right? We want you to be progressive. We want you to be a better person. We want you to treat human beings well and refer to them with respectful terms, right? So we don't call anybody an idiot. We say you're a fool, right? And that is, you lack wisdom, right? We don't use the term vizier, right? Because this is an inclusive game and we want all cultures to be represented. And this is an antiquated term, and it's better to say sage, right? And they're saying, if you're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons, you can't just use antiquated, cruel, exclusivity language. You can't. We're about inclusivity. We're about kindness. We're about tolerance. We're about, treating people with respect, right? Now, what really struck me was I was incredibly offended this entire summer at the SAG-AFTRA strike. And the reason why is many SAG-AFTRA actors were using the term scab and rat, right? They're saying this person is a scab, this person is a rat, right? And they're saying and they do these big blowups of rats, and they would use the term scab. What astounded me they used it so much that that journalists used it too, right? I was like, wait a second, you're a professional journalist and you're using the term scab. You don't even understand that, one, that abandons all objectivity, right? And 2, because you can understand a SAG-AFTRA actor using that antiquated, you can understand that they have motive. They have absolutely no justification. They have motive, right? But actually, journalists have zero motive, and they have all the motive to say, to at least pretend to objectivity. If you use the term scab, you're not even pretending to be objective as a journalist, right? You're just saying, oh, I've already bought into your entire line. They were not giving both sides due listening and due respect, right? But here's the thing, right? SAG-AFTRA, they had an opportunity to come out and say, hey, guys, wait, whoa, guys and gals. We can't be using the term scab. These are human beings. They are strike breakers. We are for kindness, tolerance. We don't use antiquated language, and we treat human beings with respect. Scab is completely inappropriate. You cannot call a human being a piece of congealed flesh that is over a bleeding wound. That is not appropriate. That's antiquated, and it goes back to the days when unions were aligned with groups they shouldn't have been aligned with, right? That's where it came from. The term rat and scab came when unions were associated with people they shouldn't have been associating with, right? And we've left that behind. We're not the same unions. SAG-AFTRA didn't say that, right? They kept using the term scab. They kept using the term rat. And at no point did I hear anyone from SAG-AFTRA correct this incredibly antiquated, cruel, exclusivity language saying we are for exclusion. We are not for inclusion, right? Which is pretty shocking because Hollywood is usually for inclusion, right? But they're saying, oh, no. You're a person who's doing something we don't want, so we can label you a non-human name. We can exclude you, right? We can treat you as a subhuman, right? So get this, right? If you're a Dungeons and this is why we're talking today. There were people who were both. There are people who were Dungeons & Dragons players, and the Dungeons & Dragons community is like, no, absolutely not, right? You're not going to use the term idiot. You are going to use the term fool. We don't use antiquated, cruel, horrible, inhuman language for people, right? All people are deserving of respect. All people are deserving of kindness. All people are deserving of tolerance. All people, we need to stop and think, why are they taking this action, and give them appropriate respect by saying what they are. What would have been the appropriate term? Strike breaker. They're strike breakers. You could say, you are breaking our strike. You are a strike breaker. It's not all of what you are, right? And it's not, and we understand that there's a conflict here, right? But even in war, we have conventions, right? We don't just do horrible things to our enemies, right? And this is what blew me away, right? Dungeons & Dragons, Union, right? Dungeons & Dragons says, no. Your regressive language, your aggressive action does not play here. We do not insult people. We do not use antiquated language. We do not abandon kindness and tolerance because somebody doesn't fit every attribute we want, right? And we adjust our hearts. We adjust our language. SAG-AFTRA's like, fine, you're fine, go ahead. They're doing something we don't want. You use whatever language you want. Dehumanize them, abandon all kindness and tolerance, no understanding for them. And so I posit, in my humble opinion, Dungeons & Dragons drew in this summer with this product, right? Like Dungeons & Dragons, like, we correct our language. We treat all humans with respect. SAG-AFTRA's like, oh, no. If anybody's like against us, go on with your language. Pull out your crustiest old words, right? And it's astounding to me that, these activities, right? Striking with a union, playing Dungeons & Dragons. One of them says, no, we have a standard here. We treat humans with kindness, respect, and tolerance, and we abandon antiquated language. If you're going to be part of the D&D community, you must be a better person, right? You must control your prejudice and your dehumanizing language and your dehumanizing action. SAG-AFTRA did not do that. That's my humble opinion. Now, I invite correction. If you at any point, if I missed the part where SAG-AFTRA said, no, you guys cannot use this language under our name or under our banner, please point me to it, because I missed that, because I don't think it happened, right? And so it's astounding to me that this summer we learned, if you want to be a better person, play Dungeons & Dragons. Don't become an actor under SAG-AFTRA, right? Every single word of that is my humble opinion. But I'm ready to be corrected. I'm here for a discourse. If you think I'm wrong and that there is any justification for calling another human being a scab or a rat, I'm willing to hear you, right? But to me, this is 2023. This isn't 1923, right? That was absolutely abominable behavior on the part of SAG-AFTRA. And they need to take a lesson and learn how to be better humans from dungeon masters and dungeon performers, Dungeons & Dragons players. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. I'm ready to hear yours. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing. What's important is when I hear your humble opinion. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.